Hello. Hi. I'm going to take this off, and I have some note cards here to talk to you about the do's and don'ts of dosing. So thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you having me. So my name is Chef Stacey. I am a vegan and now turned cannabis chef. I've been a vegan chef for about 22 years. I used to own a restaurant in downtown Container Park called Simplypure. It was the second vegan restaurant to open in Las Vegas. We were open for about 7.5 years. We just closed last year, and now we are an event planning company, and I am now working into a cannabis chef. I do plant-based culinary experiences, dining experiences throughout the city, and so I'm really excited to talk to you all about dosing properly, because I have a lot of people that come to me like, hey, I want to have a dinner party, I want to have a housewarming, or just something where I can infuse, and I don't know what to do, and so I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do to make sure that your guests have an amazing experience. So first I'll tell you about who here has already had a bad experience before with overdosing on edibles? Oh, okay, most of you guys, good, so not alone. So I'll tell you about my first not good experience, and I'll do it in brevity because I'm sure most of our experiences are the same, but I had someone when I was back in college. I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia, and someone gave me some brownies. It was like a small one, you know, like just a little bitty one, and it had 4 pieces. And I was like, ooh, do I eat all 4? And he was like, no, because I don't want to see you on 11 o'clock news on the building somewhere. I was like, okay. So I ate one. About 20 minutes later, I didn't feel anything, and the brownie was really good. I'm talking about y'all, and I was hungry, so I went and ate another one, and then I went out to the club, and that's when everything went all bad. I had to come home early, and then like maybe an hour and a half later, I'm like at the bottom of my bed praying, please God, take this high from me, because I'm not going to give me food. I'll never do that again. Of course, that wasn't true, and you know, it was all good, but it just wasn't a pleasant experience. So fast forward, here I am, chef, and I started doing cannabis-infused dining experiences in 2017 here in Vegas. Let me just give you a bit of background of how I got into cannabis. So I've always been like an on and off cannabis consumer, but when I opened my restaurant, I was also pregnant at the same time with my son. So after having my son, I had my restaurant, I had him, I'm a single mom, entrepreneur, stress levels through the roof, right? And I did not want to consume alcohol. I was never a big fan of alcohol, and wine just wasn't getting it for me because I was sleeping all the time. So a friend of mine was growing cannabis, and he was growing it with so much love and intention, and he knew how to dose, and he knew what strain to give me in order to help me to stay up and active during the day and to calm down and be, you know, more calm during the evening. So I started just dosing myself, just seeing what strains worked for me, and then of course cooking with it, and it really helped me. I really feel like it helped me become a better boss, a better entrepreneur, a better mother, just because I knew I wasn't just consuming just to consume cannabis, I was consuming with purpose and intention. So that's one of the 2 words that I want you all to keep in mind as I go through the do's and don'ts, because consuming with purpose and intention are going to be very critical when you're learning how to dose for your clients, or your customers, or your guests, or whoever you're going to cook for. So, moving forward, I started doing THC infused experiences about in 2019. So, the first THC infused experience that I did, I did an event, I was hired to do it. It was a fundraiser, and we had different stations set up. So I had like a vegan crab cake station. People could go and get crab cakes and get and the sauces were infused. So the remoulade sauce was infused. I also had and I had infused and non-infused sauces. So that's what you want to make sure. When you are infusing products, make sure that you have one product that is infused and one that is non-infused, and make sure that people know the difference. So I had about 5 different food stations set up, and all the food stations had different, they either had coconut oil or olive oil that I purchased, or I made myself. But I had where I went wrong was that I had the guests dose themselves. So I told people, okay, there are 5 milligrams per teaspoon. That's what I was telling people, which 5 milligrams is too high, but we're going to get to that in a second. I was like, everybody, there's 5 milligrams per teaspoon. Howling barbecue sauce, howling remoulade. So, you know, they have like 3 teaspoons, that's 15 milligrams, but you go to 5 different stations and you're out the water, right? So I did test, bless her heart, name was Dr. Trudy Reese. She still teases me to this day because she told me that she couldn't even walk up her steps when she got home. That's not the kind of experience that you want to have. And I'm in the room, and I'm like, are people okay? Because, you know, people were kind of, and there was a guy next to me, he was actually security, he was a former NYPD police officer. And he's like, everybody's fine, like they're having a good time. Like, they're a little high, but they're having a good time. I was like, okay. And it wasn't until afterwards when everybody told me that they were like really high that I was like, okay, that is too much. So now this is how, so doing it wrong caused me to really buckle down on how to do it properly. So this is now how I run my cannabis experiences, and I think that it's been effective. Well, I know it's been effective, and everybody says so far that they had a very pleasant and fine experience with dosing. So the first thing you want to do is choose your menu wisely. I say choose your menu wisely because there are foods out there that are going to increase the high that people get from THC. So you want to choose foods that I don't choose foods that necessarily increase the high unless it's maybe towards the beginning of the meal. So mangoes, for example, will increase the high. Pineapple will also increase it. Broccoli will. Sweet potatoes will. Tea. So if you're going to serve tea, make sure it's almost any kind of tea. Just make sure you're serving with a dropper, like with your tincture. Just make sure that you're serving that during the beginning of the meal. And then one other thing that I do is I only dose 1 to 2 milligrams per serving. And now when I do my experiences, like say for example, I've done plenty of experiences where I've had different stations where people walk up, they say, hey, I like this, I like my food infused or non-infused. And I have someone actually at the station dosing the food for someone. Or either they're actually actively putting the coconut oil or olive oil inside of whatever dish they want. Or I'll have the food already infused and then they'll just go, the person who's working the station will just go and actually dose the food. That way, you're controlling the room. It's like a DJ, you know. So when you're a chef and you have a dinner party that you're doing, of course you're controlling the room because you're controlling the room with food. But when you're consuming cannabis, when you have guests that are consuming cannabis, it's even more important to know how much you are controlling the room and controlling the energy in the room. And so it's important that you're not dosing too high. I've read where people dose 10 milligrams per serving. I think that is way too high because you're also going to have people who are not used to consuming. This might be their first time consuming cannabis. 10 milligrams per course, say you have 4 courses, that's 40 milligrams for someone who's new, that's going to be too much for them. So, 1 to 2 milligrams per serving. If someone who like me, who's been consuming cannabis for a while, they can have a higher dosage. If I request a higher dosage, then yes, you can always give a higher dosage, but to start with, it should be 1 to 2 milligrams. Let me see what my other... Oh, okay, let me talk about this. Don't infuse the entire meal. That's important as well. I've been to cannabis infused experiences where you have your main course and all 3 of the components on the main course are infused with THC. Do not do that. Only choose one thing to highlight. And you want to go ahead also and tell your guests what they are about to experience. So I like to, prior to, if I have a dinner party that I'm doing and it's stationed, then what I usually like to do is before everyone eats, then I introduce myself and I introduce the food and I tell people how many milligrams are in each serving. That way people know what to expect. If you're sitting down and you're doing a sit-down dinner party, then what I like to do, what I think is a good idea, is to come out before each course is served and let people know what they can expect. To let them know if it's dosed with 1 milligram, 2 milligrams. Let them know what's if the salad dressing is infused. That way, if they want to go a little lighter on the dressing, they can, on the sauces. So that's super important as well. That's a part of controlling the food. And then people like the experience also. They're like, oh my gosh, they came out and showed us exactly, how much we were supposed to eat. And we knew exactly what was going on because that's the thing, like a lot of people who are new to the cannabis experience what I have is CBD joints, because that helps it quicker. Because if you give someone CBD, say they're too high, and then they are like, oh, I want to bring this down, then if they eat CBD, it's going to take a little bit longer. But if they smoke the CBD, then it almost counters the effects immediately. Also, pine nuts, anything with pine nuts, lemon also brings it down. And then just taking a walk, making sure you stay hydrated. That's really important when you all have dinner experiences. Making sure that you have enough water and that you're encouraging all of your guests to drink enough water. Because if they're not, then their tolerance, their experience is not going to be as good. All right. What else was it? Oh, okay. And this is an important one here. Another don't. This is when it comes to beverages, because we talked a little bit about the meal. So beverages, when it comes to picking the beverages, I generally do not have alcoholic beverages at my dining experiences that I put on at my events. Sometimes I'll do private events and they're really bent on making sure that they have alcohol there, but I tell them that when you're mixing alcohol and cannabis, sometimes it can lead to a really bad experience. So you're going to have to micromanage your guests to make sure that they are having, the pleasant experience and they're not walking out and feeling loopy, because alcohol and cannabis just don't mix a lot of times. So what I do is I'll do mocktails. We actually have on my booth too. We have a rosemary beet infused lemonade that we make. And if people want to drop some tincture in there, we can do that. But I also like to do drinks that are infused with terpenes. So there are a few companies here on the market. They don't infuse their drinks with THC, but they do with terpenes. And terpenes are really good for the body, of course. And so that's good for dosing as well. So what I usually do again is I pick my menu ahead of time, make sure I know my audience. Sometimes I have people who book dinner experiences and everybody's like, their tolerance level is up here. So then maybe you can dose a little bit higher. Maybe you can do 5 milligrams per serving. But personally, I think staying between 1 and 2 milligrams is good. Making sure you choose your menu ahead of time. Make sure that you know how you're going to dose also. Don't get to the dinner party and then you're trying to figure out what to do. Because one, it's going to put you behind, and two, you cannot afford to make mistakes when it comes to that. So this has to be thought out thoroughly beforehand before you start serving people, so that you can be responsible for the people that you're consuming for, or you're cooking for. Let's see. After that, let's see. Controlling the room, making sure the CBD is at the end of the meal, and just making sure you check after your dinner experience is over. You want to kind of gauge the room and just see where everyone is and see like how if some people may need coffee, some people may want tea or mango or whatever, so they can increase. But I always like to gauge the room and make sure that my guests are leaving and they're not like all loopy and they really did have a good experience. And I always ask for feedback. That's really important as well. Sometimes we don't like to ask for feedback. We may not want to hear what people have to say, but my goodness, and never told me that she can walk up her steps. I wouldn't have known. Or other people giving me their feedback, I wouldn't have known that I was dosing too high. So that's all that I have, like on the do's and don'ts. I really wanted to take questions in case someone had questions about the do's and don'ts of dosing. So can we do that? I didn't hear anybody take questions. So does anybody have any questions for me about dosing and about how you can put together the party so that the experience is good for people?
Stacey, how do you know if you're doing it at home? What you're starting with as far as milligrams?
Oh, that's good. So the answer to the question, Crystal. Hi, Crystal Chick with the Whisk. Yes, master chocolatier chef in the building. My sister, my friend. Her question was, if you're doing it at home, like say you're doing like a dinner party at home, how do you know how much you're dosing? So honestly, you may not be able to get the scientific lab work done, so you got to go online and just look up the dosage calculator and just kind of figure it out from there. That's why, and I'm glad you asked that question, because one thing that I did skip over is making sure that you choose the strain of cannabis carefully. That is so important. It cannot, and this is just, you can call me Gucci if you want, but I don't get low level weed. experience, you have to know what you're getting to get. So if you're making an olive oil at home and you're, say you make your olive oil and you kind of know what the THC to CBD ratio is, then there are plenty of online dosing calculators that you can use. They're not completely accurate, but they're going to get you as close as you can to what you need to know about dosing. That is your question? Perfect. Yes. Correct. Yeah, so I'm making my own coconut oil, olive oil. I do flour, yeah. So the question is, what do you use to make your own coconut oil and olive oil? I make my own. I don't know that many dispensaries if any sell cooking oils now. I used to be able to purchase cooking oils, but now you get it from me. Right. Exactly. I'm talking right now to THC Productions. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're a manufacturing woman-owned company here, and we're talking about coming out for me the line of healthy plant-based cooking oils, so that I can show people how to cook even at home, the regular meals, and dose properly. So, but to answer your question, I use flour. I use trim, so I don't actually use the actual flour. Trim is the stuff that they don't want to sell in the dispensaries. It's like the stuff that they throw away, but it's the stuff that chefs and cooks love. So please don't throw it away. It's like magic. And you can get some pretty good, THC percentages out of that with your coconut oil and olive oil. So I'll tell you about the process. So what I do is I take my trim and I decarb it. And I decarb it usually in the oven. They have decarb, machines that you can use, but decarbing is that basically you're releasing the THC, right, your THCA because in order to get that high feeling, you have to, your cannabis has to be heated to a certain amount of, a certain temperature. So what I do is I take it, I put it in the oven, what they call decarb it, so I usually have it in the oven for maybe 230 degrees for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And that releases that THCA that you want. And then I put it in, I used to do it the old-fashioned way where I would put the cannabis and mix it with the olive oil on the stove, and now I have a magic butter machine. So I mix the coconut oil and high-grade everything. High-grade olive oil, high-grade coconut oil. I don't do extra virgin olive oil because extra virgin olive oil cannot be heated over a certain temperature, so I just usually use the olive oil that can be used for baking, frying, sauteing, and then you mix that with the cannabis, and then I usually put lecithin inside of it because it emulsifies it, and it increases the THC of your product. And then once you put it in the machine, then it's done like in about 2 hours. Pardon? The storage, yeah. So the storage on both of the oils, I usually store it in my refrigerator, just because leaving it out just doesn't feel right to me. Honestly, I haven't really researched it, but storing it in my refrigerator works. And then I also use tincture. I make my own tincture as well. Now, tincture is alcohol-based for some of them. The one I use is alcohol-based, and that lasts forever. The coconut oil and olive oil, I don't recommend keeping that past 3 months. The tincture, you can keep for up to a year, for sure. Am I over my time? Oh, sorry, yes, okay. Is that the last question? Yeah, can I take one more question?
Stacey, how do we find you after this?
How do you find, good question. How do you find me? Thank you, Crystal. You can also on social media, at Chef Stacey Dougan. If you look me up, if you just Google Chef Stacey Dougan, STACY, Dougan, and I come up. Simplypure LV, Simplypure Las Vegas, and you can find, I'm here, yeah, I'm here in Las Vegas. Yes, I'm here, and my booth is in the back, so I'll be back, and then come and sample. I have like samples of dehydrated kale chips because in addition